Chapter 2. The SWABS meeting. Minnow was up early. The sun was bright and the doves who lived inside the roof of Minnow's tower cooed loudly, hoping for some breakfast. Minnow obliged them by scattering some seed on the stone deck outside her bedroom. After that she ran downstairs to sit in the magic wishing chair. Every morning she went into the enchanted chair and sent out about 1,000 wishes. Minnow always looked down on anyone who said it was foolish to wish for impossible things. If the White Queen in Alice Through the Looking Glass can believe 6 impossible things before breakfast, she'd say, why can't I believe 1,000? Just as she finished wishing, Minnow heard Frank arrive, and he was with someone wonderful. "Tolkien!" she exclaimed as she ran over to greet the gigantic wolfhound with a hug. "How long is he staying with you?" she asked. "Well, he's sleepover dog for a bit," replied Frank. "Grandad had to go on a business trip, so Tolkien's with us." Tolkien stood up on his hind legs and hugged Minnow hard. "Oh, I love Irish wolfhounds," said Minnow, "but Robot doesn't. She's terrified of any dog other than Campese. So you must keep Tolkien in here. Ro is still asleep on my bed." "Good," Frank said. "Tolkien is an excellent wizard, but he might enjoy a bit of wildness with Ro." "I know," agreed Minnow, "and we can't have that because technically," Minnow looked sternly at Tolkien, who regarded her seriously. "Technically, my dear canine friend, that would be bullying, and we know you're not a bully." Tolkien looked sheepish, as if he knew full well that he'd love to chase Robot up and down the spiral staircase all day. Frank ruffled Tolkien's fur. "You'd never frighten a little cat, would you?" he asked. Whether to agree or disagree, no one could tell. Tolkien gave a loud woof and then sat panting with a big smile. "Where is Campese?" asked Frank. "Oh, on a walk with Mum," replied Minnow. "He'll be back soon." Frank grinned. "Good," he said. "Tolkien would love to see him." "I know," agreed Minnow. "Tolkien and Campese are the best, but I'm naming our next puppy Gandalf." "Are you getting another dog?" exclaimed Frank. "No, but if we ever do," explained Minnow, "he or she will be Gandalf." "Excellent name," agreed Frank. "Now," said Minnow, "down to business. I've done enough wishing for both of us, so the universe knows what we want, and she's onto it." Frank smiled. "Very good," he said. "Any breakfast?" "Of course," replied Minnow. "I not only wished for it, but I also asked Dad last night. He's going to deliver it to us." "Okay, we'll do the SWABS meeting while we eat?" asked Frank. "For sure," agreed Minnow. "Shall we play tag first?" asked Frank. Minnow's eyes gleamed with excitement as the two cousins eagerly jumped onto the blue and green beanbags behind the wishing chair and grabbed a controller each, quickly logging into the Time Again game. Tolkien joined them. "The new screen is so clear," exclaimed Frank. "I know," replied Minnow. "Best gift ever." "Okay, so here's the code I've written," said Frank, moving quickly to the source code for the game. Minnow's eyes scanned across the screen. She nodded. "Good," she said. "And here are my drawings. I've done some images for the time game, and I thought we could have some more time fairies. What do you think?" The smell of eggs and toast wafted towards them as Minnow's dad entered the church hall. "Now I'm desperate to know," announced Ethan. "Am I ever going to be allowed to attend a SWABS meeting?" Minnow's father looked inquisitive as he handed a plate of deliciousness to Minnow, Frank and Tolkien. Tolkien didn't wait for the conversation to end before he started scoffing into his breakfast of last night's leftovers and a big fresh bone. "Dad," said Minnow firmly, "you may attend special SWABS meetings only." Ethan groaned. "But when will there be one?" he asked. "I am an honorary SWAB. You know that I'm a very secret wizard and I'm definitely against bullies." "We know, Uncle Eth," replied Frank, sounding sympathetic, "but we have super secret business today." Ethan sighed. Okay, but let me know if I can do anything to help. Definitely, said Minnow, as Tolkien capped off the conversation with a loud woof, as if to say, hurry up and eat so I can clean up your leftovers. After Ethan had gone, Minnow and Frank started on their eggs and toast, swapping stories as they ate. Do you know Otto and Miles? Asked Frank. The twins? Asked Minnow, with the parents lost at sea. Horrifying, said Frank with a sigh. Minnow pulled a face. They're in my science class, she added. Well, continued Frank, Ilac decided to make their lives a misery yesterday by shaming them in front of the whole class. Minnow looked annoyed. Which class? She asked. Cooking, said Frank. Ilac was there for no good reason. Miss Baker didn't look very happy about it, and the twins didn't know what poaching was in terms of cooking. They thought it meant stealing. Minnow grinned. Oh, excellent, she said. Frank laughed. It could have been good, he continued, but of course it wasn't, with Ilac sticking her nose in. She took over from Miss Baker and asked in her simpering tone, what's the first thing we need to do to poach an egg? No one said anything for ages, and then she pointed at Otto and demanded that he answer. He said, well, I suppose you need to find somewhere to steal the eggs. Of course, exclaimed Minnow. And then Ilac asked Miles what he thought, added Frank. And he said if you're going to poach them, you'd need to get some camouflage gear so that you're not seen, and then, steal the eggs. Minnow sighed. Oh no, she said. What did the ghoul do after that? Ilac's face became all crazy, replied Frank, and then she made both boys stand on a desk in the middle of the room. What? Asked Minnow. Why? Who knows, said Frank, but she insisted that we all laugh at them and poke fun. What is wrong with her? Asked Minnow, and why didn't Miss Baker stop Ilac? I don't know, said Frank. Why don't any of the teachers say anything? Miss Baker always acts as if she's lovely, but to be honest, I think she's mean, and she has favourite students. I know, Minnow said with a scowl. Adipet and Dinsey are her favourites, and they're so mean, always causing some sort of trouble. Absolutely, said Frank. They were horrible yesterday. Ilac made us call out names to tease Otto and Miles. Adipet and Dinsey were right into it, but we all did it. Ilac forced us to. So cruel, said Minnow, like Trunchbull. Absolutely, said Frank, except I wasn't up to being as brave as Matilda. Minnow put her hand on Frank's back. Don't worry, she said. This is a SWABS meeting. We'll figure out what to do. Should we get our parents involved? Suggested Frank. There was a sudden clattering as Campese burst into the church hall. He's a wild labradoodle with white fur that's always dirty. Woof! He said as he and Tolkien scrambled around one another, sniffing and barking and carrying on as if they were best friends from another life. Finally, Campese opened his mouth into a huge grin, wagged his tail and looked at Minnow as if to say, thank you very much. What's this talk about getting parents involved? Asked Minnow's mother, peering at Minnow and Frank. Nothing, replied Minnow. It's just that we have to do a family tree in a few weeks, but we meant to research it without any help first. Frank stared at his cousin, impressed by her ability to quickly invent a covering story. Okay, said Edie. Let me know if you need any help. Minnow looked stern. Not yet, she replied, and right now we're having a SWABS meeting, so we need to be left alone. Understood, said Edie, smiling at Frank. Very serious. Frank laughed. It has to be, he said. Minnow sighed. Thank you, she added firmly, staring at her mother as if to say, off you go. As soon as Edie had left the room, Minnow whispered to Frank, let's ask the twins what they want before we get our parents involved, okay? Frank nodded. Good idea, he said. But you know that ILAC won't let ordinary students talk to the orphans. ILAC's stupid rules have never stopped a swab before, Minnow replied, looking fierce. Never, exclaimed Frank with a grin. Let's get on with it then, said Minnow. Aim number 1. We have to speak to the twins today. Tolkien and Campese capped off the SWABS meeting with 2 very loud barks. Woof!